of October 9th to order. Kathy, call the roll, please.
Mr. Ripko, Mr. Lewis. Absent. Mr. Ziegler,
Here.
Mr. Nagel,
Here.
Mr. Fisher.
Here, would everyone please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2 is a motion to accept the minutes of September 11th and September 25th, 2024. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Lewis, excuse me, Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing the payment of claims.
Second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 4 is reports of town officers. A motion to accept these reports and place them on file.
Second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 5 is correspondence, and item 6 is a motion to receive the correspondence.
Second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Aye. Item 7 says audience participation. Anyone that would like to address the board on any issue that is not on the agenda, please step forward, state your name and your address, and we will listen to you.
Hello, my name is Josette Cologne. I live at 340 Wexford Lane, Horseheads, New York. I live in the newer Barrington Estates residential neighborhood. I just moved in there December of this year, so 10 months ago. The issue that we're having is the 4 undeveloped lots in the neighborhood that are owned by Brad Capral, specifically Capral Enterprises LLC. Essentially, the lots are making the neighborhood look like a junkyard. The 2 of the lots have trailers on them that have holes in them. They're rotted out, rusting, have flat tires on them. There are animals living inside, specifically field mice and groundhogs are the 2 that I know of because they've come onto my property as a result of me having an adjoining lot. The grass and the weeds are not being maintained. They're climbing up over our fence, over other people's fences, up and over his trailers that are on his lots. The animals repeatedly go onto other people's properties, including my own. He's got rotted wood, scrap metal, ladders, empty paint buckets on the property. And just to be clear, it's not an issue of him actively building on the lots. It's just that he's using the lots as a storage facility, essentially. We've spoken to Brad Capral directly about the issue several times. He's indicated that he's working on it, and he gives us the same response, and it's been the same over the last 10 months. We've spoken to Art Ambrose, who's indicated all he can do is speak to Brad about it, and he has, and Brad's given him the same response of we're working on it. He's also verified with Brad that he has no plans to build on the property at any point anytime soon. So again, it's just using it as a storage lot. We've also spoken to the town, of course, that's code enforcement, who's indicated that there was nothing that they can do because the lots are undeveloped. I asked them to send me those codes, specifically what they're referencing in terms of why they would be unable to do anything. And they actually sent me the codes that reflect that they are able to take action and they are able to find Mr. Capral over the lots. They only just looked at the lots for the first time today after consulting counsel, and they've indicated that they will take action if needed. So I guess I'm curious as to what it is that we need to do to have code take action in the situation, considering we're paying over $14,000 in property taxes annually to live beside a junkyard at this point. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone, I'll get back to you afterwards. Okay. Anyone else that would like to speak to the board on any matter not concerning anything on the agenda? Seeing none, can I answer her yet? No. Yeah. there is forms that you can fill out, okay? On complaints, okay, that gives us a record
Okay.
instead of just a general fund, and the code guys should have those. I will try and get in touch with, unfortunately, I'm leaving town tomorrow, but I'll try to call them before I get out of town, okay? And have you come in and file a complaint,
Okay.
okay? That's the start of our process.
Okay.
Okay, that way we have documentation, you have the complaint filed, and then we'll look at what we gotta do. I know what's going through because he's building a house next to me in the village. And it's been 2 years and he's still building it.
Right.
You know, but please come in if you can, or call in and they'll get you the forms to fill out, okay?
Yep, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we're putting the thing on. Okay, item 8 is a 7 PM public hearing regarding unsafe and dangerous building owned by Timothy Kubal located at 152 Jackson Creek Road. Breesport, New York, 14816, tax map 51.03-2-2. John,
Town of Horseheads, notice of public hearing. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Horseheads on October 9th, 2024 at 7 PM at 150 Wygant Road, Horseheads, New York, 14845, regarding the filing by the code enforcement officer of the town of Horseheads of a report in writing with the town board of the town of Horseheads containing findings and recommendations regarding certain structures situate on the premises on 152 Jackson Creek Road, Breesport, New York, 14816, designated by tax map number 51.03-2-2. Reputedly owned by Timothy Kubal, in which report said code enforcement officer states that said structures are unsafe and dangerous to the public and recommends their immediate removal, which structure is incapable of being safely repaired, be removed from the premises. Any resident of the town of Horseheads is entitled to be heard upon said proposed action at said public hearing. Any person requiring special assistance should contact the town clerk prior to the meeting. By order of the town board of the town of Horseheads dated September 18th, 2024, Kathy R. Wood, town clerk, town of Horseheads. Published one time in the Elmira Star Gazette on Friday, September 27th, 2024. Before I open the public hearing to any comments, I'm gonna ask our code enforcement officer, Nate Stranges, to give us update report with regard to 152 Jackson Creek Road. Nate?
Since that September meeting, absolutely nothing has been done to remedy the house. We've given him every opportunity to do so, and we have seen no progress for the better. I dare say it's actually gone the opposite direction, to the point where he's moved to his other property right next door. I hesitate saying that it needs to be torn down immediately, because I do believe the structure could be repaired with the right amount of attention. But I do see Mr. Coolbaugh doing absolutely nothing at all to help remedy the situation. I believe it would be in the best practice to at least secure the structure and potentially give him limited access to it. With the only access being solely to fix and remedy the situation, potentially rebuild the house to be habitable. If the board decides to give him a time frame on that and there's nothing done, then, you know, it's my recommendation that yes, it be brought down. And again, the next step is to address 164. His other properties. I've written him violations on the garbage, junk and debris on the outside. Obviously there's some structural issues. I haven't been in it in the other property, but I haven't been in 152. I know that's what we're talking about. So at this point, like I said, I think it would be better for us to at least board it up. To make it secure and not as accessible to him. But eventually, obviously, if he doesn't do anything to repair it, then it is time to bring it down.
Okay, thank you, Nate. Just so people know that once the property was posted, Mr. Kubal had 30 days to commence any action he had to remedy the situation, and then he has a total of 60 days in order to also complete that remedy. I forget what date we posted him, but I don't think it's 30 days ago yet for the second posting. But he does have time to commence operations, and he can ask for an extension of that also. In that regard, then I'm going to open the public hearing to anyone who wishes to speak with regard to this matter. Is Mr. Kubal here or anyone representing him? Yes,
I
sir.
am, John.
How you doing, Kenny?
Pretty good, you?
Who the hell knows, right?
Yeah, I know. He, had-
Just so that this is Ken Kubal, Tim's father. Ken, what's your address for the record?
I'm at 514 Bud Street in Southport, New York, Belmar.
All righty.
He hasn't done anything with the property, and it's my opinion he's not going to. The house, the first one we were talking about, there's a hell of a bank loan on that yet, so I don't think you can just go in and knock it down. Probably the bank's got to do something with it. Don't they?
We will have to give notice there. I went in and searched the title, so I'm aware of the mortgage on there.
And I have talked to him time and time again, and I got nowhere. I bailed him out twice, the first two times. And I told him I would never bail him out again, and I didn't. But somehow he gets out every time he goes. Not for me. They put an ankle bracelet on him, cut the ankle bracelet off. Ain't any trouble for that. It seems like every other day he's getting arrested, but the next day he's home. They'll take him to the hospital and they'll evaluate him and turn him loose the next morning. He's in bad shape.
Physically also.
Drugs.
Yeah, I know. We know it. Yeah.
And I can't, he needs help. That's all I can say. I can't do anything about it. I just want the people up there to know that I've done all I can. But the big thing is, when he has a court date or something like that, he has no vehicle, he has no phone. So he has no way of getting there other than me. So I go up and get him and take him wherever he's got to go. And now some of the people up there are raising hell because I'm up at his house. One guy walked by and he stared at me all the way down Holler Drive. And he even, to the point where he's breaking his neck. And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Then he turned around and took a picture of me. It's getting bad up there, but no, I don't see much help for him right now. He needs to be put somewhere for a length of time.
He's not seeking help at all.
No, that's the problem. He will not seek help. You can't just put him somewhere, When they had him in jail. Like I say, somebody would get him out, not an individual, but a project for bail, different places like that. They get him out, he's on the street again.
Okay, Kenny, thank you.
You bet.
We can commiserate them. Anyone else wish to speak with regard to this matter? Well, please state your name and address.
My name is Jackson Parker. I live at 59 Jackson Creek Road. For the past 2 years, I've developed quite a relationship with the Chemung County Sheriff's Department in regards to my own neighbors that live in front of me and behind. Over that time, we worked on putting together a neighborhood watch. We just got that organized and started this past July. The issues at 152 are the biggest thing, being discussed. People are concerned, they're afraid. Because of the erratic behavior. I understand that, there's a drug problem and all of the neighborhood wishes that, the help would obviously be sought, but the individual is not ready for that. I appreciate very much what Nate had to say about the property, but I will disagree with boarding it up. If anything, he's shown exactly what he plans to do, which is nothing. He's removed a tenant from 164. He's taken that property over and he's destroyed that as well. There is not a window in the house. Last week, somebody said that he was using the bathroom in the yard, not peeing. My children ride the school bus. It goes right up around that road. And again, there are many, many people that are afraid. I know that, he normally keeps to himself, but there are times where he has been out of control. Letting him just roam these properties is just totally not helping the situation. Again, I think if 152 was to be removed, maybe that would be a wake-up call and there's still time to save 164. But he's just gonna destroy those until he probably burns them to the ground himself. So.
All righty, thank you very much. Anyone else wish to speak, please?
Hello, I'm Carol Payne. I think I actually sent
Your address, please.
167 Jackson Creek Road. I'm directly across from 164 Jackson Creek Road. I'm kind of in agreement with what code is saying at the same time, because I actually called code probably a couple months ago to find out, because I was reading the code itself to say that after a place is burnt like that, I mean, there's a humongous hole in the back. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's pretty bad.
How is that?
It really should be either boarded up or demolished. Unfortunately, there's things going on up there that you can't even imagine. And now he's moved into 164, which I live across the street and am basically terrorized by him constantly. I was on my front porch to let my dogs out and he walked all the way across the street. Thank God he stopped at my line and told me I better get an effing gun. And I'm not kidding. So these are the kind of things that I'm dealing with on a daily basis with this person. He is up all night long, smashing windows, throwing things on his roof. He goes to the bathroom outside. Sometimes he comes out with barely any clothes. It is a reoccurrence every day. I don't even want to come home from work. That's how bad it's gotten. I did know him previous to this, before this all started, and it's just crazy to me, the change up there. We have a beautiful neighborhood. I can't even sell my house at this point. There's no sense. He just throws things out all over the yard, everywhere, does not have in the middle of the night, 4 a.m, he burns couches. He had a tractor come over to dig a hole to bury stuff out in the backyard. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And I just hope that you guys, maybe, I know we have to wait for a little bit of time, but just take into consideration, there's a lot of beautiful houses up there and something needs to be done. That's all I
Thank
got.
you very much. Anyone else wish to speak? Please.
I'm Douglas Canfield. I live at 34 Halloran Drive in Breezeport, which is the road adjacent to Jackson Creek. While I don't have a direct view that these two ladies do, Mr. Kubal was arrested last week in front of my house after he was charged with a weapons charge. I understand that there's due process and that there's time frames and et cetera, but whatever the town can do to expedite demolishing those properties would be greatly appreciated by those of us that live up there. He's threatened people. He was arrested the day in front of my house for a weapons charge. I'm not worried about what he's going to do, but not all of us will stand down when he threatens us. And I can guarantee you that I've got more weapons than he does. I can guarantee it. I don't want to have anything negative happen to him. I don't want anything negative to happen in my neighborhood. We're not going to stand for it. So whatever the town can do to expedite the process would be greatly appreciated by the residents.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak, please? Anyone at all? Motions in order to close the public hearing. Gentlemen?
Second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 9 is discussion of possible action regarding unsafe dangerous building owned by Timothy Kubo. Located at 132 Jackson Creek Road. What do we need to do next, John?
You've gotten the report, you've heard the people, although some of that had to do with the property. More of it had to do with the person, which we all understand. We can commiserate, but we have no idea. It's very tough to empathize with what they're going through up there at this point in time, because we're just not there. As far as the property is concerned, as we've said, his property was posted, and it was posted a second time. I will see what that date is. He has 30 days to start any work. He has 60 days to complete it. As we heard his dad say, he ain't gonna do anything, and I think we all knew that at this point in time. So he's abandoned the house we're talking about at this point in time. It appears that next month we may be starting on the next house at that point, who knows? But it's up to you. We can't move forward with anything. There'll still be a waiting time. But you know, removing the house may not solve his problems, and may not even get him to leave the neighborhood at this point in time, either. If both houses are gone, that would remain to be seen. But I think you just got to determine from what you've heard at this point and what you've been told before, whether the house itself is redeemable. Maybe not. Under the circumstances, it may not be at this point in time. And be a resolution to pass, and then we get through with the waiting times, and we do have to notify the mortgage. That's the house that's under mortgage. That's the only one. The other one has no mortgage on it.
No, the other one he owns completely.
Free and clear, yeah, that's what I saw, that's what I saw by the county clerk records and stuff. And he's got a pretty good sized mortgage on it. I don't know if he's paying or not. Does he have a source of income, Kenny?
Not at the moment, as far as I know. He's supposed to have a check coming for around $40,000 from IRS or whatever he had when he was working up there at Corning.
Okay.
But it hasn't been there, and the last time he got a check, he didn't do anything with it other than buy drugs and throw the money around. But he didn't do any work. And I agree with these people. It's a shame, but I've walked in the place, and the other day I walked into the house that he owns, completely. And here comes a rat hopping in the back of it. And it's how he sleeps there, I don't know.
Okay, so I think you've got the story at this point.
Gentlemen, any questions? Anything?
And I'm not sure what to add. I think of public health. Public health is public health, where there's no agency out there that can go in and assess this and say, wait,
I believe, and I don't know.
I'm sure you've assessed everything.
Well, I believe the times he's been arrested, he's been taken to the psych center. And he's there 2 or 3 hours and he's out.
That's a 3-day thing, you're out and you're gone.
Not even 3 days, he's out in 2 hours.
Well, he was in there for 14 days. That was the best 2 weeks of my life. But I would have to say that Crisis was there.
That was in jail for 14 days.
I know, it just was, it was relief, but I hope he was getting help. But at the
Yeah.
same time, They were there, Crisis was there 2 nights ago, no, 3, must have been like 3 days
Wasn't
ago.
very long ago, I heard. it, but
I
think
think it was either Friday or Saturday night, because I heard it on the scanner.
Crisis, yeah, we listened to Scanner too. Crisis went over, it was a young girl, but I know the cops have been inside the house. The yellow house is that's what Kenny's talking about. I'm assuming that one's bad. But he goes back and forth, so I never know where he's at. I think that's the kind of thing that's the thing that's the hardest for me is not knowing, but if the bathrooms aren't working and there's, you know, rats or whatever else that are coming around, it should be looked at by a health department or something of that nature, because reasonable people would not be going to poo and pee in their yards, you know, with buses riding by and that kind of stuff.
And he had his protection order with his mother changed, or she did. So now he has permission to be at her house and even sleep there. But if there's any action at all, or she's threatened or anything, it goes right back into effect and he'd be arrested again.
Yeah, but the cops were called there. They're just 2 nights. 2 nights
Two nights
ago
ago.
at Lincoln.
She wouldn't press charges. She's the one,
So she's living in one of the houses,
She lives
No.
about,
Yeah, she
No.
lives about maybe like,
but she's not in either one of these.
no. He goes down there and sometimes he comes back with a covered blanket. Because those houses they're not livable.
Right.
So he goes down there, but then the cops are called all the time because just like he came over to my house and screamed at me about I better have half a gun. He does the same thing to her, except he ravishes her house. He is terrible.
she called my wife and kind of whispering to call 911, basically.
Yeah.
So we did, and they went up there and she wouldn't have him arrested. So, and she called him because she was afraid. I mean, she was scared to death, and she's scared to death of him when has his drugs or whatever. I mean, he has threatened her, he's choked her, he's thrown her on the ground. He's done everything you can think to her. And she lives there all alone. She's about 76 or 77 years old. But it's her only son, her only child. So it's a hard thing, I guess, for her, but I think even her would feel safer if he was put away somewhere. But if she didn't press the charges the other night, there was nothing they could do about it.
Can I ask a question? Have
Yeah.
these houses been declared uninhabitable?
They've been placarded,
They've been placarded as uninhabitable or
I believe
condemned?
so, yes,
Or what? What status?
uninhabitable.
So if they're uninhabitable, why can't they be boarded up so he cannot enter the house at all?
Well,
It's a public health issue, right?
we could board it up, but who's to say he's not gonna take a chainsaw and cut it open?
That's it. He's
got Wouldn't there be-
holes in the window.
I mean, it's better to
Wouldn't there be
get rid of it.
ramifications for that?
He don't care.
There's ramifications,
I know.
you know, he's been arrested numerous times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow he
In front of
gets
my
out,
house.
so, you know, I love the penal system, and that, but, my only concern, which we would have to check into, is who holds the mortgage on 152? The bank,
First Heritage.
okay, because, well, consulting with them, I don't think they're going to tear it down. Because,
Well, I don't know. No, we have actions we can take. The issue with anything with regard to what the town would do is we can issue the order, we can go say we're gonna have it torn down, but he comes out, stands at the end of his driveway and says, you can't come on here. We can't go on there. We can't go on there can't be a breach of peace. Then it's our problem that's there. So basically, how do you say, if we're gonna tear it down, we gotta do it when he's in jail, or, we gotta get that all right. It's like anybody's. It's like your house. We can't come, we think you're doing something wrong, we can't come in. We can't do that. We have to knock on the door. And that's it. So.
and we don't know if the house is in foreclosure or anything yet either.
Yeah, no, it's not.
John, because I've not
heard of a situation like this before. What ramifications did the mortgage holder have against either the individual or this property?
The mortgage itself says that he will protect and secure the property, the structure for the benefit of the bank. So the bank could, right now, they could foreclose. I don't think there's any question of that. Will they? No. It's a year and a half process or more to foreclose on that. Because it's a residence, they gotta take them to court. They gotta try to put together an agreement for him to work out, and that's 6-8 months. Then you start, then you go, no, they aren't gonna do it. And once they see it, they ain't gonna do it at this point in time. So it might be left to us ultimately, yes, to take the property down. And that'll, that's where you sit with the cost. The town will bear that cost for initially. Then it'll go on a tax bill. Then it'll go on a tax bill and, yeah.
Well, but I'm paying $6,000 in taxes for my own house, so. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I couldn't even sell my house right now, even if I wanted.
Oh, yeah, with that across the street. of course you did.
Exactly, so
It's a shame, because that's a hell of a big lot right there, too.
Yeah.
it's a mess.
John, can we go with a time limit? If he hasn't done anything, can we at least to start out with go in and board the place up so he can't?
That has nothing to do with this board.
No, but I'm just
You can
saying.
do, if you can get there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna go on that property without law enforcement.
Right.
My people are not gonna go on that property without that, and that. But as a step to secure the place and maybe start boarding it up and then continue the process that we need to do to remove it.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least we can board it up so he can't get in. If he gets in, it's, then we can probably have him arrested for something, but he'll be out of court again. But at least it shows our first step. And then we get through all the other rigmarole to the tear down situation. So you're not sitting there looking at a place that's wide open.
Well, it's not even just wide open. He's kicked out all the windows and doors.
Yeah.
They're all over the yard.
Garbage all over the
I mean,
place.
he's using the outside as a restroom, like,
Yeah, it's a mess. just
It's a
to drive by and
disaster.
Look at it. It's, the yard's full of everything, smashed road, like I said, smashed
I'm
road.
just curious about the breach of peace. Is that a town law?
No, it's like the US Constitution.
Okay, well, I don't know, but I'm just saying. And like, I don't understand how with these properties, because Mr. Fisher knows my situation well. The properties around my house are flagged. Law enforcement will only go up there in a buddy system.
Yeah.
Somebody's always wanted, they don't know who's up there.
The same way with this house probably.
This house is the same.
So how does that not work, that when you guys have a situation like this and say you are gonna go tear it down? How do you not partner with law enforcement like that? And if
Well,
you go and he wants to.
we
do
would
something,
We would
you're
partner-
not-
Definitely.
We would partner with law enforcement, but wait, we would partner with law enforcement to make sure our people or the people who went were not hurt.
Right,
Law enforcement can't get us on the property.
that just.
They
to me, that
can't,
just makes
they
no
can't
sense at
take
all.
him and get us on the property. They can't
unfortunately,
do
as a
it.
citizen, he
Because
has.
they have the same,
Well, yeah, I know.
they have the same
Unfortunately.
problem we do.
Right, but if the house is condemned and there's been an order approved by the town for it to be taken down, the owner still has a right to fight that decision.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just
You,
asinine.
just like you do. You have a right to defend your property.
Well, I mean, he has had a right and he's,
You know?
I would say forfeited that right pretty
Well,
clearly,
it'd
you
be
know?
nice to say, but
Yeah,
I can tell you that the town is probably not gonna foot the bill to take him to Supreme Court to have that determination made.
right, and so,
And that's where we have to go, is
Right.
Supreme Court.
right, but then, so that just leaves us,
Well,
stop living with it.
hopefully not.
So if there's
Hopefully circumstances arise that we can do.
in the code book, which I've read some of it, if a house is on fire and goes, is not good, not inhabitable and whatever, code says it has to be boarded up. Is that not what it says? I read the codes,
the building code
right?
does say that they have to be secured, yes.
So this house caught on fire in June 19th, 2024, it's still not boarded up. Now, he is in there sleeping, okay, he sleeps in that house too.
Yep.
And he's in and out of it, okay? So why isn't it boarded up if that's building code?
Same difference.
It's
That
up
makes
to
no
the,
sense.
We
it's up
can't,
to
we
the
can't get out. We
homeowner
can't
to
get out.
board it up.
We can't get on there. We cannot get on there with him now.
But I feel like that is an excuse.
No.
How do we?
Well, I
how
wish
do-
it,
I wish it was.
I wish it was.
I understand, but how do you take care of other burnt houses? You just wait until he
When-
dies or he
when-
runs
When
away?
when you go to a situation and the house is burned and the fire is out and the fire department releases the property, it's up to the homeowner to board the house up.
And usually.
It's not up to the
Usually
municipality,
takes
it's
care
not
of
up to the fire department, the insurance usually sends somebody in to board it up. Okay,
Okay, so did he have insurance?
I can't answer, I have no clue.
he's got a mortgage on that one, so you would, you would,
So his insurance.
you would assume there's insurance, but you don't know, because I mean, you don't know if he's maintaining the insurance.
Okay,
And again, the bank, let's put it this way, if he's not making some payments, if it's demanded. And the bank has come out and look at it. I would bet dimes to donuts that the bank has just washed their hands of it.
but how long do we wait for them? How long do we wait to know when they wash their hands of it?
Yes, well, I'd say that. Well, see, you're in isolated circumstances. There's police and criminal proceedings, there's the bank and these, and there's the town. None of these things cross over
Which
at
makes
all,
no
so we
sense.
can't use him not doing this for us to be able to do something else. But we recognize that we have to do something, and boarding it up would be wonderful. Now, what boarding up entails under the building code is a lot different than what you think it is. It's not going up and just nailing some stuff on the property. It's gotta be secured, one way of entry left open so that it can be opened and shut. And what is it? These bolts have to be. You have to put these bolts in that nobody can take off.
From the outside.
Yeah, from the
Yeah,
outside.
that's what needs to happen. 'cause
It's
then-
just, well, that's what has to happen,
Yeah.
so.
But
So it's not something that happens like in hours, it's gonna take a while. But not that, I don't wanna make that as an excuse that we haven't done it, but we need him gone to be able to enter.
Well, he was gone for 14 days.
Yeah.
That would have been a really good time.
We heard about that, after about the 10th day, I think.
So if code. Oh, I just lost my
Yeah.
code, health, who can call the health department then?
Anyway,
That would, that,
Anyone.
anybody can?
Yeah. You can call them.
I'm on it tomorrow.
yeah,
Yeah,
anyway.
call right down and complain. And-
I will, I mean, there's
No,
rats in the
seriously.
bathroom outside, I mean, it's ridiculous, so.
Have we called him?
Have we talked to the health department at all that you know of?
Yeah, we got two problems. We got a house, we got an individual. It sounds like a lot of organizations know him, have been involved with him. And hey, I'm new with this one. I never sat on demolishing a house and boarding it up and all that stuff in my previous government background. But in my simple mind, could everybody just get together, these agencies, and talk about what the right hand is doing, the left hand, and what's the solution? It seemed like that the law enforcement and health department and those agencies, 3 days and let him back out again. What's the long-term solution for his care? Is there any? And we
But
don't
it's like
know.
we said,
because
it's not
there's no
even a 3-day
communication with
thing.
These agencies all getting together in one room and talking. Oh, maybe I'm just
I think.
Juristic in my thinking, but-
Unfortunately, it's past that point, that's how I feel about
I
it.
don't know.
Because the other night when he got arrested for having a weapon, he was out that same day.
Yeah.
And he got charged with having a weapon. And he was out the same day, right back up there. So
Don't know.
I just want the house cleared up or demolished, that's it, I don't really care, he can find someplace else to live, I don't really care, but I'm dealing with it daily. I'm scared to go home and I'm over it. Both houses.
The
I'm
neighborhood is.
literally
I
over
think the
it.
whole neighborhood's afraid to be up there.
So whatever we can do, I'll help with whatever you need to do. I'll call the health department tomorrow.
At one.
Okay, I'll start
We
there.
needed.
You need to call.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's call the question here.
Question.
Yes,
Right now. When we start, or are you, or. Right now, well, from there, okay, what's the, like, before time from, now to, I'll say,
demolition.
Yeah. Just ask, give me a ballpark.
I'm gonna guess that we could probably authorize the demolition by probably the end of, November.
Okay.
Cause I'm just figuring, I'm not sure when it was reposted, but I'm sure it's in September.
Yeah, right.
So then you got the 30 days to start,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
total is 60 days, then after that, we can arrange.
Okay.
So then we will have to. Then we will have to get some estimates,
Right, yeah.
and
yeah.
based upon what the estimates are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe we'd have to bid it,
Yeah,
you know, because I don't think it'd go over 35,000, because
Yeah.
the ones we've done have been in the 20,000 range, I believe.
Yeah. My other question is there probably asbestos there?
Even. No matter what you do, once you start taking out a demolition permit, you gotta deal with, you gotta deal with,
Okay.
yeah, and a company that we've used
Yeah.
before
I mean,
handles all that, LCP out of, Binghamton.
yeah, yeah.
They're very good.
So gentlemen,
They make it,
so we can proceed with everything. At this point, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, we can issue an order to board it at this time. Correct?
they don't need one. They don't need one. You dealt with that last meeting anyway.
Okay, so we can board it up and start out with it.
They can, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I will
I'm all
get,
about it.
huh?
I'm all about it.
We will. We'll proceed getting Nate, can you work on that tomorrow for me, please? To get the stuff and what we need to do to get it boarded up and get the proper people we need to be there as we're boarding it up. Okay, I don't want anybody hurt. So that'll be step one. You'll get it boarded up soon. Soon could be tomorrow or 3 months from now.
And we're demolition. Too.
Okay, and we'll work on everything else, and we'll contact Federal Heritage and find out.
Has the house next
I will
door
send them-
been
I will
deemed
send them.
uninhabitable as well?
It's
Has
deed,
one sixty-four been tagged as well?
No,
not yet.
So what does it
it's
take to
gonna
get
have,
that?
we're gonna have to start on, yeah.
We will start on
We will
that
start
next.
on that. They can, I think, put together a report on that one. And, maybe we can start on that one in what, at the second meeting?
Yes. We'll start on that one. So we need a motion. We've already done it, so.
No. Oh, we haven't done this. We gotta do this.
Which
We
one's
haven't passed
The board,
declaring it, declaring it unsafe, dangerous, and, the removal.
Want a motion for that?
yes,
So move.
second,
Mr. Ripko,
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
aye. So we're start. Bear with us a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay, that's moving forward.
Okay, item 10. 10 is a 7 o'clock public hearing. Does it? No. Regarding
They all-
PUD, they're all at 7.
They all are seven.
Regarding a PUD amendment request from Scott Cardinal, Franklin Apartments, 150 Old Ithaca Road, tax map 49-.3-2-30.1 for an addition of 3 apartment buildings totaling 12 units. John?
Before I read the notice of public hearing, is there anyone here who's here with regard to the Cardinal matter? Anyone at all? Motion to adjourn the public hearing to November 6th?
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
first meeting.
Just a motion to adjourn the public hearing to November 6th.
Now,
So
motion-
Second.
Mr. Ripko, Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
And that'll include 10 and 11.
Yeah, because 11's,
Yeah.
we can't do nothing because
Mhm.
he hasn't brought us. Something is a little bit changes.
Is that,
Okay.
excuse me, is that the right date? November sixth would be the planning board meeting.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's an election.
We have
do
to
it
adopt
the
the
day after
budget
election.
before the Thursday after the election.
That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Item 12 is a resolution to set a public hearing for November 6th for local law number 2 of 2024. A local law to override the tax levy limit established by the municipal law. I need a motion to set the public hearing.
Hello.
Second.
Mr. Ripko,
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 13 is a motion to, a resolution to set the public hearing for the water districts 9 and 10 for November 6th at 7 o'clock.
For the water rates.
Water rates, yeah.
As soon as the village tells us what they are.
You're low, right?
Soon.
Motion.
You'll get it soon.
Motion to start the public hearing?
The motion.
Yeah, to set the public hearing. Yeah.
Second.
Mr. Ripko, Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 14 is a resolution to set public hearing for the preliminary budget on November 6th.
Oh,
Second.
Mr. Ripko,
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 16, there's no conference attendance. And item 17 is discussion of possible action regarding 2025 healthcare insurance. Gentlemen, we need is a resolution. The Tompkins County Consortium, which we have our healthcare insurance with from our employees, they raised the rates 14%, which is still less than Excellus and everything else. We've been fortunate over the years that the rates have been low enough that we've had the platinum plan here for our employees. They contribute, but on a weekly pay. We need the resolution to change from a platinum plan to a gold plan. The employees will still contribute the same amount of money. But if they stayed at a platinum, then their payroll contributions will be $250 a pay period.
Well, I think we just have to approve our continued contract at the rate. The employees can pick any plan.
No, they
wanna be in.
can't. I have to have a resolution to go all or nothing is what I was told.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, so I need the resolution to change to a gold plan, then we're gonna question it, but the contract's the same. The gold plan is no difference for out-of-pocket expense for the employee. And we've met with all the employees that have the insurance and they all, and what we're gonna do is add an HRA on top of that.
We'll have to do that at the next meeting by December.
But we have to notify the consortium that we're going from a platinum to a gold.
For the HRA and.
Oh, I thought it was all part of one.
What we have to do is,
No, no.
basically, this is to notify the consortium that we're going for.
I don't know if you
Platinum
know
to gold.
all the numbers that they have to go in yet, so we can do that.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't pass the budget until the 6th.
That's what I need is a motion for resolution to change the healthcare insurance for the employees, so the consortium from a platinum plan to a gold plan. You are a retiree, you get different.
I need a second.
Wondering if it had anything to do with that.
No, I'll talk to you after.
That's Broome County. We're Broome County.
I need a second.
Second. Please.
I'm sorry,
who made the motion?
Gary.
Gary.
I don't have it, so it's gotta be yours. Okay, you have a motion and a second.
Mr. Ripko.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. That concludes our agenda. Just start around with Councilman Gary, you got anything?
No, thank you.
Don Ziegler, you got anything?
Nope.
Don Nagel?
I had three, but I'm holding on to them now.
Okay, I only have one thing to inform you, Councilman. I got a note from Marty. The city is looking for assistance from the town with our Mower Max machine and an operator to mow a 120-foot diversion ditch on Beach and Grace back to maintaining level. It's gotten overgrown in vegetation. They can't get the machine in there. I talked to Marty and it's gonna be our operator, our machine one time only to help the city out. And he's gonna,
Where's it at?
at Beach and Grace Street. Grace, Beach and
Oh,
Grace.
great, okay.
Grace.
So, I'm gonna give him approval to send our operator and bill the city for the couple hours. Okay, that's all I have. I need a motion to adjourn. Need a motion to adjourn.
Come over.
Second.
Mr. Ripko, Mr. Ziegler.